Hi there. Now we're going to read lesson 254. Let every voice but God's be still in me. Paragraph 1. Father, today I would but hear your voice. In deepest silence I would come to you, to hear your voice and to receive your word. I have no prayer but this. I come to you to ask you for the truth, and truth is but your will, which I would share with you today. How beautiful is this? We're telling God that we are trusting God and only God, that we are recognizing that we only want to hear the voice for truth and nothing more, that we are accepting that God is the source of truth and that's the only voice we wish to hear today. How beautiful is this? Now let's go to paragraph 2. Today we let no ego thoughts direct our words or actions. No ego thoughts. I am going to be thinking about what I'm going to be saying. I'm going to be the presence of awareness, aware of my thoughts. And as I have those thoughts, I am going to see, are these thoughts with God or are these thoughts with ego? If they're thoughts with ego, I am not going to give them permission to come out of my mouth. I'm not even going to entertain them as truth in my mind, because if they instill any kind of judgment, if they come from fear, if they're going to activate guilt or shame, I am not going to entertain that thought as real. I am going to become the deliberate creator of my reality, because myself is ruler of the universe. And it starts with the universe in my mind so that then I can project it outwardly. So today we let no ego thoughts direct our words or actions. Do not take action from ego. If ego tells you to go attack, if ego tells you that you need to defend yourself or protect yourself, unless it is an instinct, that is coming from our higher self, because we're not designed to stay here and let people come beat us up. That's not what we're doing. But when you take care of yourself, your physical self, you are doing so not judging the other person right or wrong. You let God tell you, what would you have me do? What did this mean to me? What is the opportunity here? Because remember, what is happening, you brought it to you. So you got to figure out, why is this coming? And the only reason, or the only way you can figure out why is it coming, is to ask God to tell you, to ask the Holy Spirit to interpret it for you from a place where you're getting a lesson. That's what is so powerful here. So when such thoughts occur, the ego thoughts, we quietly step back and look at them, and then we let them go. You become the presence of conscious awareness, aware that you got thoughts like fish swimming in front of you, and you're saying, ego thought, I'm not going to accept. God thought, I am going to accept. Ego thought, no, I'm not going to participate in that. God thought, yes, I'm going to let that one inform me of what it is that I'm supposed to do. We do not want what they would bring with them, the ego thoughts, and so we do not choose to keep them. Don't keep thinking thoughts that are judgmental and accusatory of others, blaming yourself, guilting yourself, shaming yourself. Don't let yourself create suffering, because now you know you don't have to. Let those ego thoughts go. They are silent now when you choose to not listen to them. And in the stillness, hallowed by His love, God speaks to us and tells us of our will, as we have chosen to remember Him. This took me years of watching my thoughts, and not acting, not reacting, but just observing them and then responding appropriately. Sometimes I did get hijacked by my ego. Sometimes I didn't. And as I began to see that every time I let an ego thought go, I watched it go by. Oh, what a jerk. I'm not going to engage. Oh, what a, that person's is better than I am. I'm not going to engage. That's not the truth of who I am as God created me. And I became the observer of my thoughts. I spent hours upon hours contemplating. I would sit by my old lake house and I would just watch my thoughts. I would just watch what was going on in Laina's head. And then I began to choose which thoughts make sense to me, which thoughts don't make sense to me. I practiced this when I had my encounter with God in 2007, when all the truth became clear. I walked around for months, in a bit of a daze, knowing that I had these two sets of thoughts. And then my spiritualized ego began to get created. And then I had to sort out those spiritual ego thoughts because they were quite judgmental. Let me tell you, I was spiritually better than a lot of people. But the process is that you're training yourself to be the observer of your mind. You have love and fear thoughts, ego and God thoughts, and then you get to pick the ones that you want to believe that will move you into action. The ego thoughts are going to make you feel tight and tense and dense. You're going to shift and drift into density if you believe it. If you choose the love-based thoughts, you're going to shift and lift into the higher frequency of love, the higher vibration. You're going to be enlightened. That's why you're going to lighten up. That's why you lift up. This is so simple. When you get to this place, it's so simple. You have the power to choose because you are creating the universe that you're experiencing. Own your power. Own your power, and everything changes. Give yourself the gift today of saying, yeah, I get to use the power of the mind of God. How lucky am I that I am waking up and discovering that. Now my mind can become my servant and not my master. Thanks a bunch.